Welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back for my existing subscribers. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 13700K. I'm going to try to keep it short, concise, and really talk about how impressed I am with this CPU. Not too long ago, I upgraded the budget box to the 13700K. I sold the 12700KF that came with it. There's an entire playlist if you're interested to see what that looks like. Just reached over and grabbed the box here. So this is the 13700K box. And so far, I've been very impressed, right? So I had the 13900K since essentially launch. It was like a week after launch, I picked one up. It was about 730. That order got messed up. I ended up paying 700 for it, which was a little cheaper. But this CPU I ended up getting for 330. So you're looking at almost literally double the price, right? For about 90% of the performance. So when you think about this CPU, I took down some notes that I want to make sure I hit on because sometimes I'll be getting away from myself. So when you think about this CPU, you can look at a couple different factors, right? So who is the CPU for? I would say it's for somebody that isn't really looking for that i9 or that Ryzen 9 level of productivity, and they just want a really good gaming CPU and they maybe want to edit videos. So somebody like me, actually, because even in the YouTube videos, the Instagram clips, the Reels, the YouTube Shorts, I'm not really doing anything crazy advanced, right? I'm just super basic when it comes to it. Put a couple things together, throw a couple colors, increase, the vibrancy or increase the saturation and render it out. So I don't really need the most powerful rig to do that. Really, I just need more RAM. So somebody that is like that type of user is somebody that should be looking at the 13700K. And there are Ryzen options as well. So the Ryzen 7 is a good choice. But what I like about this particular chip is that, you can get DDR4. So if you get BDI DDR4, there is that advantage there as far as the gaming aspect of it, right? So the kit I have is $180. It was C14 3200 megahertz, but you can overclock it. So I have it at 4000 C15. Whenever you look at these new 13700K videos, you can look at the top left and you'll see what RAM timings I'm using. So for the gamer, it's a fantastic proposition. You're getting like 90% of the performance if you were to get a 13900K, but you're paying, again, about half the price. Now, I keep saying half the price because you can price match Micro Center. If you were to just go into like a Best Buy and say, hey, Micro Center is running this deal for $330, typically they'll price match it. Or if you see Amazon, you probably would have the same exact price as Amazon. So Best Buy is pretty accurate about already being proactive, I should say, about matching Amazon. So you wouldn't really have to do too much there. Just needs to be sold and shipped by Amazon if for some reason you see it for less. But back to the point, it's significantly less with most of the performance. You're losing out on some of the E-cores, which this generation is a lot better. So you're getting 8 instead of 16 E-cores, which isn't the end of the world. This chip is faster than the 12900K. I get 5.4 gigahertz with a mild overclock. It's nothing crazy. But I've seen these chips as high as like 5.6, 5.7 gigahertz. Those are for some people that are on water, but I just use AIO, right? And again, great value for gamers, good value for content creators that are more on the lighter weight side of things. And with that money that you save from not buying, let's say, the 13900K, you could get that really good BDI and a motherboard, right? Or you can get like a decent board upgrade if there's more features that you're looking for, like more USB ports or a better sound card. You could use that money towards your build. And unless you're going top of the line, and this is why I say, it's kind of a tough call for you. If you're going top of the line, you should be getting the 13900K, right? That shouldn't be something that you spare money on. But if you're going middle of the road, you're going, 4070 Ti, 4080, then that's probably going to be your best bet. Because it's fast enough to push those cards, maybe not the 4080 to the limit, but it is definitely fast enough for all the last generation cards. So like the RTX 3000 line, you're definitely going to max those out with that CPU. So again, with the gamers, you're going to be right in the sweet spot. For the cooling side of things, because I did talk about how I overclocked mine, I'm at 5.4 on the E-cores. I'm at 4.3 on the E-cores. It could be 4.4. I'm at 4.4. On the E-cores and 4.9 gigahertz on the ring. The temperatures range between 47, 48-ish, all the way up to like 67, 68 degrees, depending on the game I'm playing. If it's a very CPU intense game, I'm going to be closer to the 60, 65 range. If it's like Warzone, I'm in the 50 to 60 range, right? So depending on the scene or where I'm at, how many users, this thing is just easier to cool overall. I had it in that budget box case, which was a push-pull configuration and a 240 millimeter AIO. And that one was, I was getting about the same temps as this 360 AIO that I'm using now. So again, it's easier to cool. The cost is significantly less. There's just a lot of advantages with this chip. And again, like I said earlier, if you're looking for more long-term solutions, you might want to look at the Ryzen side of things, just because, you know, you'll be able to go ahead and, you know, if AM5 is going to be around at least till 2025. So if they release the Ryzen 8700 or 89, whatever they do, right, you'll be able to just slot in a CPU there. But if you're looking for the best and the most versatile options, you know, speaking about low latency DDR4, or even if you wanted to go high speed DDR5 like the 7200 kit, you have that option with the 13th gen. So again, it's just a really good chip overall. I've said it a lot of times, and I'm just overall impressed with the price that I paid for it and the performance that I'm getting from it. So I'll catch y'all on the flip. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as CPUs. Do you always go to the top? Because that's usually what I go to now. Ever since I went with the my first ever Ryzen 9, I always just go to the i9, and the Ryzen 9 is just, I don't know. When I've been working on productivity workloads, it's just much faster. It's just like, it snaps. It's natural there. And I will say that when I drop down, because we're kind of done with my main topic here, when I drop down to the 5800X 3D, I did notice a little bit more stuttering in my video timelines in Vegas Edit, which is what I use to edit videos. And the rendering was a little bit slower and things like that. So I don't know. It was just not as smooth of an editing experience once you start putting in like color saturation, maybe a crop if it's something like that. It just slowed it down a little bit. But with this, it's not that bad. It's not that far off from my i9 as far as how it feels. Right, so this is how it feels. I'm not throwing direct metrics at you. I don't know. That's not my thing. But how it feels is very close and comparable to the i9. And then gaming is damn close, right? It's in some cases better than my 7950X that I have, especially paired with the 4080. Some cases it's a little bit worse, but I don't know. It is what it is. I will catch you on the flip. Be easy. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and we'll have a conversation. All right, catch you on the flip.